Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to give you guys my thorough review of the puzzles. I got some gameplay for you guys a little bit later, kind of highlighting some of the craziest, some of the hardest puzzles, except for the one that you do 1,000 damage. That was the last video, and except for the one that's like the hardest puzzle ever, that's the next video coming up in lunchtime-ish, East Coast, Canada, USA. Now, puzzles are very interesting. I certainly was surprised by them. I didn't expect puzzles to have quite the difficulty that they had because, well, yeah, Hearthstone's not an easy game. It's not like the hardest game ever. It's a game where you typically have to weigh in probabilities of your opponents having certain cards and you make plays accordingly. But the plays themselves mechanically have traditionally not been that hard. I mean, not like impossibly hard. So I imagine like how hard could these puzzles be for someone like me who's played the game for years now. And actually the difficulty has surprised me. Some of the puzzles are actually insanely hard. Insanely hard. If you haven't tried them, try them. So in terms of the difficulty, I was pleasantly surprised. In terms of the replayability, I had my expectations met. There basically is no replayability in the puzzles. It's just a one of, and yeah, for you, I mean, it might take a few days. For me, it took like 7 hours or so to get through the puzzles, and I was stuck on one puzzle for like 2 hours. So overall, it's quite a lot of content. I'm happy that Blizzard attaches these to the full-fledged pack expansions that we get, 3 times a year now. So overall, I'm pretty happy, but I do have some criticisms, and generally that has to do with the reward structure. Now, I have played a lot of card games. I'm just interested in card games a lot of the time. I just have played almost all of them. I've even been sponsored to play a fairly large number of card games in addition to the ones that I've played on my own. And I can tell you that puzzles are not a new thing. The first time I saw lethal puzzles within the game mechanics was in Feria, and that was like 2 years ago, maybe even more than that. So it's certainly not a new thing in the card game genre to have lethal puzzles, and I was really blown away by how Feria did it. Now, in terms of the execution, I'd say that the difficulty level, considering that Hearthstone has a mature player base right now, mechanically, the puzzles themselves, I think Hearthstone did an outstanding job. Okay, even compared to the other games that have their own lethal puzzles. Now, where I think they've failed is in the reward side of things. Now, I'm not expecting a lot. I understand Blizzard's a for-profit company, this and that, but it got me thinking. I even had a discussion with Anya about it. Hearthstone's not a game that people can play if they don't have a deck. And Hearthstone doesn't really give you a deck. You get like the base decks, and that's it. Those are not decks. Not really. Not anymore. If you've played any other card game, you'd see that, yes, obviously they're a competitor, and obviously they're below Hearthstone because Hearthstone's the number one card game right now. So obviously they have to be more generous with their content, but even still, it's pretty insane. In other games, they push you to play the game, and you can kind of play the game on even terms. In Hearthstone, you can't really play the game because you don't have a decent deck, not even close to a decent deck. So you have to kind of explore the different play modes, and you have to do so with the goal of card acquisition. You have to gain cards in order to make a deck in order to actually play the game. Okay, so that's kind of the disconnect in Hearthstone, and that kind of sucks for new players, but whatever. So with that in mind, we take a look at the puzzles, which obviously are not tailored to new players, but honestly, some of them are. Some of them are very easy puzzles that teach you straightforward mechanics. Yet none of those give you any rewards. If you do beat the entire puzzle sequence, you will be rewarded with a card back. Now, if you do all but one puzzle, no card back. All puzzles, card back. We'll get to that in a second. So how other games have done this reward structure that I've seen is they give you cards that aren't really worth very much, but are like pretty good. So the way that I think Hearthstone should have done things is just give people some specific cards for completing these wings. So there are some cards as part of the classic set that are just, you know, very good. They don't even have to be that good, honestly. You can give people, oh, I don't know, like a Mage Blizzard or something like that. You know, it's not a card that sees competitive play, except for maybe Big Mage, but, you know, new players are pretty far from making that deck. But it's just a good card that allows players to maybe actually form something resembling a deck and actually play ladder. So if you give, you know, people who complete like a specific wing, like 1 or 2 copies of a rare card, like Blizzard or something, the veteran players don't have much to gain from that, because the veteran players already have all those cards. You know, a rare rarity card from the classic set is owned by just about every single veteran player right now in Hearthstone. So you're literally only helping the new players. Veteran players will get like, what, 10 dust for disenchanting a rare card? There's literally nothing. We know Blizzard is generous at times in giving away a few packs, giving away a few like specific cards. They've given away like Fight Promoter or something for some reason. People just dust that crap. But if you give away like just a couple of rare cards at the end of each of these, maybe even just the first few puzzles of each wing, you're going to give new players kind of a way forward to actually start assembling decent decks, and really it doesn't hurt the bottom line. Like if you do that, fine. Don't give us the next Fight Promoter for free for whatever reason, like 6 months from now. That's fine, all right? So I feel that, yeah, I'm not expecting Blizzard to be super, super generous. They're at the top of the card game market, but giving players just something specifically targeted towards new players is an absolutely missed opportunity. So that's kind of a bummer for new players, and probably a reason why no one's really sad about it is because, well, there's not that many new players right now. So there's very, very non-vocal minority right now. Now, in terms of the other reward that we do get, a card back. So obviously, as a veteran player, I would rather have a card back than a couple copies of Blizzard. So don't get me wrong about that. I'm quite happy as a veteran player that we actually get something that we can maybe use. But talking about that, I feel like card backs are, you know, kind of like the lazy reward. You just get another card back. And yeah, honestly, I think it's an outstanding card back. But there's like 10 outstanding card backs now. And I'm only going to use one of them at any given time. So the idea that I suggested, you know, years back, and I think is valid now more than ever, is that we have different modes for enabling card backs. So let's say if you hit the breakpoint of having like 10 card backs, maybe you can unlock it so you can use all 10 card backs, and basically you'd have like 3 cards in your deck, each having, you know, a different card back. You know, times 10. Not bad. If you have like 15 card backs, you'd have 2 copies of each card back in your deck. If you have 30 different card backs, every single card in your deck would have a different card back. How cool would that be, right? And possibly if you had like really high numbers, if you had like 60 card backs, it would just pick a random 30, but maybe you can get like a silver border around every card. What if you had like 90 card backs or 100 card backs? It'd just take like, you know, random 30 out of your card back collection and give you like some super cool gold border showing off that you actually have all the different card backs, and as you play the game you could actually see the different card backs and remind yourself on how you acquired each one. Wouldn't that be sweet? Well, yeah, it would. Well, that's my take on that. I'm happy enough with the card back rewards, but if this is going to be a thing, and trust me, years now, it has been the thing. I hope they maybe take a look at that model on how you could actually highlight the card backs that you own. For now, enjoy the clips. Hope you guys are having a blast in puzzle time. Let me know what you think about my thoughts and how good is the puzzle stuffs. Enjoy.
I guess failure is an option.
Well, how the hell? Okay, so I have to get Mal'Ganis over 10 health.
It's good to plan ahead. Me, I plan behind. Results are guaranteed.
If I give Mal'Ganis immune, it's not gonna work. All the shit's just gonna die fine. Somehow I have to get Mal'Ganis to survive the first 10 damage.
Work the problem.
Because this needs to die, and then I need to have immune. None of the other shit matters at all. So I can give him a ticking abomination, but that's not good enough. It would have to trigger twice. I can't give him 2 ticking abominations. I think there might be some weird interaction if I give him a minion with a full board. No, the death rattle happens to me. Okay. I was thinking it might go to his side and then pop, and like maybe that's some kind of crazy mechanic. I tried, okay? Like none of this shit matches up. I need to win with Ray of Roasting. And if I am going to win with Ray of Roasting, I need 10 mana. The only way I have 10 mana is by copying Aviana. So that is without question what I have to do. Now there's no way I can play Treachery and Shadow Madness, because I still need 1 mana for Kun the Forgotten King. So I can play Treachery or Shadow Madness. I still don't see how I stay alive from that. There's gotta be some gimmick that I don't understand. Oh! Hold up. Hold up. That's fucking Glinda. So if I steal her ass, I can then copy... Fine. Ah, that sucked. I should have got that way sooner.
Nobody's perfect, except me. It's my worst flaw.
If I do the Umbra combo now, it's way too early.
This was not in my contract.
Doom is not enough. This might work though. Now we play Flame Imp for 4. And pray this shit doesn't screw up. Okay. Ugh.
I've turned the knob up to 11 out of 5.
Refresh, Savage Roar, Scales, Umbra. Jesus fuck, dude. Holy shit. Okay. What the hell is Umbra in there for? Just Mistress? I'll probably pass on that. I'm gonna have to dupe up the Djinn, but I have to get a really big worm.
This is no place for mortals! This is no place for mortals!
I believe I have 1 spot left on the board. No, I don't, because it'll play 2 of those. I'll just Hero Power then.
They grow up so fast.
This one was really easy. the last one? Okay. Explosive sheep, some voodoo doll bullshit. Wait, what the hell? That does not look like it's enough.
The greatest virtue is patience.
Side effects? No. Trust me. Side effects? No. Trust me.
This is better than Mossy Horror. What?
Can't do that.
How?
It's okay. Science isn't an exact
Wait a second.
science.
Does Umbra stack? Umbra probably stacks. Oh, what am I doing?
Greatest virtue is patience. The greatest virtue is patience.
Side effects? No. Trust me. Side effects? No. Trust me.
If I play this thing, it's not good enough. What do I have to do? Do I have to voodoo doll? Now comes the sheep, right? Yeah. Sheep would kill Umbra.
Your superior weapons are no match for my crude intellect. No way.
I think I know how to do it, but I fucked it up already. Serves like no purpose, right? Absolutely no purpose. Oh yeah, it does. Only one sheep can be played now. Oh, that's a pretty good purpose, I think. Oh no, because it blasts it for 6. Oh, a little closer.
No problem. It's not rocket science, or is it? The greatest virtue is patience. The greatest virtue is patience.
Ah, I screwed it up. I had the right play. I screwed up. That's the right play. That's the win. I got this.
Take heart. Science is built on mistakes. That's why I'm good at it. The greatest virtue is patience. The greatest virtue is patience.
Side effects? No. Trust me. Side effects? No. Trust me.
One HP. Alright, we did it. 7 hours. That's a pretty nice looking card back. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. How'd I do, guys? How'd I do? Yeah, the mega defile garbage got me stuck for like hour and a half or so. But nothing else was really too bad.